Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. But don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet, and being from the internet, I can tell you something about routers. And I want to take a look at these TP-Link units, and I got all the way down from AX1500, which was the original AX unit, the affordable one, the first TP-Link AX unit released, all the way up to the AX5400. Now, it should be said that this is the only one here that does wireless mesh. There are ways to mesh these, but it doesn't come out the box as meshing for any of them except for this one. So let's go through all these suckers one by one. We'll see which one's the best, but more importantly, we'll see which one is the best for you. Alright, so first off, let's take a look at the AX1500 unit. This one was the first one that I reviewed, and I was definitely happy with the results from it. Let's take a look at those results. Now, I really love the packaging to all these units. Very nice, very recyclable. Here we can see that it put itself in a relatively stable location within the 5G and the 2.4G. I mean, it could have done slightly better. It looks like there's some interference on channel 3 there, but it could be a whole lot worse. Now, earlier on, I would use my Xbox in these test videos to test the maximum download speed, and I can generally get better than this these days, but you can see the maximum download speed I was getting with the internet was 153.96 megabits, and that's fine, that's great. This unit wirelessly actually gave me a better connection to the Xbox network than my hardwired connection, so yeah, I definitely got to troubleshoot that, but not so bad, not so bad. So I would go on to do a teardown of this unit, and it was interesting to find out Broadcom chips within the inside of it. Now, on the inside of the 3000 unit, they have Intel, and yeah, I gotta say, this is a good system. I was getting 15 megabytes download from the server. That was when everything was on Wi-Fi, and that's when the server and my computer were all connected with Wi-Fi 5 cards. So that's 15 megabytes download maximum from the server. So she tests reasonably fine, and the range tests reasonably well too. So next off, let's take a look at the next one. The AX1800. This is the next unit that I got, the next unit that I would review. And it also has a Broadcom chip within the inside of it. It also uses the same apps as the original. Once again, we have no mesh networking together, so unfortunately I could definitely get a signal upstairs in the second floor on the opposite side of my apartment as this unit is, if they would mesh, but as it is, none of these units will make it that far. I had to get the D-Link mesh to do that kind of stuff, but still, these things are powerful. Let's get into this one and give it a benchmark now. This unit also utilized the maximum of my internet speed. This is my internet speed, but not necessarily the fastest speed that I can get internally within the network. It's tradition, though, every YouTuber reviewing wireless things always has to show off their internet speed. Now, this unit is capable of 1.2 gigabits per second. That's what it says right here. But I'm telling you guys, I couldn't get any more than 15 megabytes a second transferring wireless to wireless from my server. Now, if I plugged my server in, I could get a lot more than that. And the moral of that story is definitely you're going to want your server to be hardwired. Now, this TP-Link unit definitely seemed to negotiate the channels a little more disagreeably than the other ones. You see here it is interfering with your fault and the RS unit. That's unfortunate. You want these arcs to be within each other and not canceling each other out. The more arcs you have, the more channels you have. The more channels you have, the faster things get, except for when you get up into the higher channels. And in that case, some things won't use the higher channels. Now, within the 5G, it found itself a nice spot, not interfering, but has anyone ever seen any network interfering with any other network in the 5G band? Seriously, leave a comment. Next up, I thought I'd do a Wi-Fi test. Now, I got line of sight, plate glass windows up there. In the window, I have about 3 units, so I'm going to go as far back as I can and see when it cuts out. So here I'm out back. I'm about at the location that AC will pretty much cut out, And as you can see, I'm pretty far back. That's about as far as AC will work on line of sight. Still, not too bad. I can't imagine needing any more space. Seriously. So both the 1500 and the 1800 cut out about here. Now some people say these things run hot. I don't think they run particularly all that hot. I think it's pretty typical. It should also be said that the TP-Link units, all of them use the same tether app. I definitely recommend you check it out. You get into it and then you can do all your options from your cell phone, which is really nice. The network transfer speed is marginally better than the AX1500 at best. It's really not that big a difference though. It goes up to 20 megabytes, 5 megs more. Of course, it should be said that all of these units have Gigabit Ethernet, meaning if you wire them up, you're going to get a better speed. And if you wire up what you're connecting to, you're definitely going to get a higher speed. Like look at this. That is so much better than just wireless to wireless. Once again, always make sure that your server is hardwired in. You won't regret it. Now, AX is faster than hardwired D-Link fast, so 10/100, that's how many megabits, and this is a business switch, but this thing's not Gigabit. Gigabit's good. You want Gigabit, it's better to have AX than it is to have fast. Next up, the AX3000, just so powerful, not even the kernel can stand it. Anyways, definitely the most powerful. I believe we don't have a Broadcom in here. The Broadcom has been replaced with an Intel chip. This thing is definitely more powerful. It reaches out a little bit further, but once again, I still can't get a signal upstairs to the opposite side of the place. Anyways, of course we have the beautiful recyclable packaging. I gotta love it. I gotta say, all of these units look exactly the same on the outside unless you check the back. See what I mean? They look almost exactly the same until you check out the back. Anywho, this one's router McRouter face, and you can see it's taken so many bands and it's out for itself. Definitely conflicting with the other three in the 4 to 8 area. This unit basically has the fastest wireless transfer available to me. I can transfer at about 35 megabytes a second from my Alexandrian system on my left to my workstation on the right. It's great power, it's a great unit. The only reason I'm not using this thing right now is because it doesn't mesh. Next up, let's try the more expensive and definitely more powerful AX5400. If you have the money, I just recommend you get this one because the speeds is definitely higher. Now, when I say the speed, I mean the local area network speeds just cap out. They're the best with this one. If you have the money, just get more powerful. Now, the boxes on these things aren't as fancy as the D-Link, but trust me, this is definitely fast. 50 megabytes a second, that's the fastest I've ever had over LAN. This is perfect. I'm so happy with this. Mom, yeah, 50 megabytes a second, Mom. 50 megabytes a second. Can you believe that? 50 megabytes a second. I've never had a router go that fast. So yeah, generally, you know, you get what you pay for. The unit on the far right, our far right, the AX5400 is definitely the most powerful, and if you got the $200 to get it, I definitely recommend you get it. If you're still stuck with a router that is end speed, it might be time for you to step up to the AX, and this all comes down to how much money you have to spend, how big your area is. Like if you're in a 2-bedroom apartment, if AX1500 is going to be fine for you. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it from me, Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Like and subscribe if I helped you out, or if you like this stuff. It's always appreciated. And as always, folks, please take care of each other, will you?